Alright, so I'm doing a reverse teardown. That means it's like the opposite of a teardown. I have it all ripped apart already and I put it back together. I think that's easier for you guys to understand how to get to the battery and how to replace the battery on this or anything else. So we start out with the foot of this whole thing. That's where the battery is in. And there's like this rubber foot here, and there is no reason to tear that off. I can show this quick here. So there is just double-sided tape on there to keep the rubber on. There is nothing behind it, no screw or anything. Up front here we have the charge indicator lights. They're connected with a flat band cable here. Indoor-outdoor button. That's connected to this wire here. Flat band cable. Then in the door, where's all the USB and charging and all this crap? That's there. Now I didn't open this up because it's all super sealed here. So I didn't want to pull all that out. That would be not necessary in this case. But there are screws to get to it and you could take it apart. So here's the flat band cable. The connector. Now the battery. I can show the numbers or the sticker on it. It's pretty loose in here. 23. I would say 23 is the thickness. 150 millimeters the length. And 70 millimeters the width. Okay, let's put the battery back in. Here. And then this cable goes to this hole here. Going back out here. This cable goes through this hole. There. And then all the rest of them go through here. To up here. On the top. There. Here's one. Come on. Then this one here goes through here. See that? There. Where are the other ones now? Oh, they disappeared again. Here, there. Listen, you have to be very, very careful with those wires when you put this together. And then the power wire goes through here. Okay. Look at this. Be careful. Where's this one here? Hey, there's one missing again. Here. Now look at this. So you have to make sure that they all come out. Nicely. Like this. You see how smooth and nice this came in here? There we go. And once we have this together, we have to put screws in. I have to zoom in again. I'm sorry for the shaking, but you have to get this together. So those screws on both ends, one here and one on the other side, go in first, so that we don't have any problems. Here. My hand is not in the way. There's one, and then we need one on the other side here. See, there. That's the second one. Here. There. Now, there's 1, 2 here. And 2 here. And then you have here screws and there. Oh, a whole bunch though, eh? I got a lot of them. It's about to get this screw out here. There is no way that you can get there with a regular screwdriver. So we need one of those flexible ones, see that? I don't know if I can show this with a camera on here. I go in there with my arm. There. And then, there we go. See that? That's how you get there. There I have it. See? That's very good. And then there's two left in here, and they are very difficult to remove as well as difficult to put in. Those two here. Let's see. They are back down here. There's like little light. But how do I film this best? Not really good. I have a screwdriver like this, flexible driver. I go in here and then I screw this in. There's one. And there's the other one. Don't know if you can see that. So I do this, I show this from here. Like, look at this. On the other side, it's the same way. So I take my hand in here, and the screwdriver that screws around the corner. Yeah, look at this. You need something like this to be able to get to the screw. There it is. All nice. Did you see that? Wow. Now we are back in the game with the battery down here. Is in there. All those wires are connected from this. They are hanging loose. And now we have to get this ferrite toroid. This one. This is an iron ring made out of iron, and this is to reduce the noise for signals in this thing here. This cable is the first one on the left that needs this ring, and then very careful we put this through here like there. We have to go through again because we need a knot in that thing. Yeah, come on. Come on, go through. There it goes. See this? We want to make the knot down there. There it goes. See that? So now the ferrite is in here, reducing the noise. We have a power line here. Okay, and what we need now is we need to put in the main board, the amplifier board. Okay, and the amplifier board then has all those cables connected. Amplifier board, where does this go to? The amplifier board sits here on this side. How can we see this best? So it's there where those connectors are, where the door is. On that side, that's where the board goes. Okay, and make a little space, and then we have to insert the board there. Okay, the board sitting on here. There's a little tape here, double-sided tape. This tape, there was the antenna glued onto here. So this is the board, the main board. Here is the heat shield for the amp, and all kinds of connectors on here. There's the antenna. Do I need to say anything to those connectors? Let's get close. I don't know if this thing can zoom in good. There's this little plastic piece what has to be pulled up without breaking it. Then the flatband cable goes in, and once it's in, you push it down. I tried to make a little video of that, how exactly to do this. For now we're going to put the main board in. Now we had this loose here on this side. There is tape, so that's where the antenna goes. So the amplifier goes onto the other direction. If you look from the front at your speaker, let me go up here. If you look from the front, so here are those LEDs for the charging from the front, then your amp, here the heat shield goes that way on the left, right? So let's see how this works here. I'm going to move this in all the way here, like this, and then I push it down on this side. Does this look good? Yeah. A little flexing. Don't want it to flex. I think it looks good. So now we have to put in screws. 2 here and 3 up there. Those ones I show first. There's little screws here with those plastic rings. Those. They go in first here. Down here. That the board cannot slide out. There's one. And I put one on the other side up here. And there. Here on this side. Just okay. Screw. There. Okay, so that holds the board in place. Here, and then there was the other one, right? This one fits better than the other one. Interesting. But so how much this thing goes left or right is determined in here by this edge that centers it basically here. Okay. Now, so we have 3 screws in here. I have them all here. And those I have to put in here. Go from here. Be careful that you don't slip and break the board. This one here was also very difficult. A magnetic screwdriver is very helpful in this case. Last one down here. I don't know if you can see this now. I'm sorry if I'm in the way sometimes. So, now the main board is fixed. And what we need to do now is with double-sided tape put the antenna back on, because here we don't want this to fall off. I think this will last here and work. It's pretty good on there. Yep. Okay. Now, the next step is to reconnect those cables here. And you can see from the size of them where they go, this is not a very big problem. The power we do last is up here. We do the big one here, this connector. So when you take it apart, then you have to memorize where it comes from, where it goes to. Power I'm going to connect last. You know? I have to see here what connects where. So we have the very long one goes here, up here. Let's see, here. This is like hard to see now, right? The one from those on-off buttons. Here, those buttons. Loud, volume and all those. It's a very wide one. That goes up here in the corner. We're going to connect this. And then push the lock thing down. There is one. Very neat. This tiny little one goes here. There's not much choices where those things can go. You see me doing this here. It goes in the here. There. See that? Use the screwdriver to put this in place. Once it's in, you can't pull it out. There it goes. This one goes here, and this little one then goes there. So we have to go back with the plastic piece, and then, oops, if you can see this, this goes in here, and then the plastic goes down. There's one. Very good. Now the last one here. I'm gonna try to zoom into this. Maybe it is easy to see. So our piece will be here. There. So I go in there with my fingers and lift it up. Okay. Now I need the connector, the one I'm supposed to connect. This one here. The blue side of the tape goes to the darker brown plastic piece in that direction. And then you have to insert it as smooth as possible. Okay, let me use the tool, and you can see this better. Yeah, I grab it. I have to grab it better. Here. Grab it and then insert it. It doesn't work right. I have to hold it better. So when I see this right, it's all the way in. And then I push the thing down here. Okay, to make sure that it's right, I push down on this here. And you see if your plastic thing sits right. I think it does. I'm gonna be sure about this. It's all the way in. That worked good too, right? Very careful with those. Okay, so now all of them are connected. And if that is the case, then I could connect the power. Make sure you do it the right way. There are markers on here, like ridges that slide into those gaps. That's where we go in. I'm sorry, so on this one is the most important to not mess up. I have to have my hands in the way. So there it is in. Okay. That's that. Now, in this triangle here in the middle, there was those cable ties to tie those cables together. This triangle, that's where they tied those cables on there, that there is not much movement on there. Those here. So I'm going to try to put one on there again. Right? Cable tie. Alright, so we use small little ones. And then I use small little ones here. There's two of them in there. Oh, you have to be very careful with those. You don't want to squish those flat band cables. You know? Don't do that. And I think the big ones were tied together here. Well, this is also a flat band. Here, let's see that group here. Okay. That doesn't shake around. You do the shake test. Okay, so there was already 26 minutes to get this far. Now we are going to put in the side pieces. And the speaker wires. This was the left one here. The left speaker wire. Goes here. There. They're all marked by color. This is the right one. It's the black one. Here. Here. There. That goes to this speaker, those two. Then we can put the side pieces on. We go from there. The side pieces first, okay? So, alright, now there's two different ones. There's two different side pieces. One has the microphone cable, and this that goes on the left side. On the right side, I'm sorry. Here on this side. Yeah. This goes on this side. Like this. but you want to connect the cables first. So what you want to do is, here we see a problem. This connector here came off, all the way off. It has to go on those, came loose from the main board. Let's see if I can get this back on. There. So the speaker wire goes here, and the antenna wire goes there. Not the antenna, the microphone wire goes there. So I don't know how it's best to do this. Here. It only fits in one direction. There is markings on there and little sliding things. There's one. And here is the speaker. It's the tweeter here. That's all we have to do here, and then get it back together smooth. There. And then we need screws to put in all the way around a bunch. Okay. I have to go up here. All the way around screws. There's a whole bunch. Which one those are? I think those are those, yeah. Okay. So we go in here. And I do think I want a better screwdriver. Sorry, the camera shakes here. I want a longer screwdriver here, look at this. There's a little bit more power. One. Oh. Sometimes it's easier to use this kind of tool with it. On this part it also says R for right, for the right side, here, R. There. Last one here. There it is. Nice. So now we have to do the same thing on the other side with the one that goes here. This one has only one wire, the one for the speaker, and it goes here into the white connector. There. The tweeter to the front. Right, and then we have the same as the other one. On top here, all those screws, 5 of those. 6? I think 6. Yeah, 6, 5, I don't know. We will see in a minute. Okay, number 1. Oops. Two more. So 6 it was in there. Yeah. Last one. There we go. Make sure they are good. Alright, so now we have to put the speakers back in here. Okay. Alright, so we have a silicone seal first, and it has a little thing here. I'm going to show this in a second. It has here a thing where you push it over. There's one up here. There. It sticks to. Now we have to make sure that it aligns to all the holes. Important. And then here's our speaker. There's a red dot for the red piece. And the, oh, see the difficulty here? The wires go to the bottom here, so that's where we connect. See, this is too loose, right? We need to push that down a little. Bend it a little back. There. Okay. Let's try this again. That was smooth. Get the insulator over there. Same with this one. They are fixed. Nice. And then we drop this in. There we go. Look at this. Nice, right? And now we need all the screws around there. There's a whole bunch of them, and it's going to take forever. Okay, now we have another one here. Let me bend this back before we put it on. Then it sits really tight. I'll show this again. So there's tiny little holes in here. There. And they go into those on those pins. There. This goes here like this. Nice, right? And then make sure on the magnets that there's no screws or any metal stuff going on there, or in here in the holes, as always, before you put that together. Okay, so now here, they are coded basically by the size of them. Don't pull on the wire too much, because you may pull it off the main board. Don't want to do that. There we have it. And then we have to insert and fix those screws again. That is like a little bit cumbersome. Look at this. A little fast here, but so many screws. Okay, so all this has happened. Now, here, this has to come together, but we're going to try to turn it on to see what happens. This should work so far. I'm not sure if it's still paired. Let's see that. Yeah, it is connected. I don't know where loud and where the volume is on this. I have no idea. So the next step would be to put the cover back on. Sounds good. This one is working. This one is working. I can hear this one and that one. So we are fine. We could try those buttons for volume and yeah, we have volume down is here. Works. Volume up. All this works. We have play here. Pause and play. Still works. And then this would be Bluetooth. I don't try this because I don't want to but yes, so that is still working. That's nice. And now at the end we have to put this back on here. The JBL logo goes to the front. Right? And it goes on like this. It loves to snap on, doesn't it? So we go on this side first where the screws are, because that's where we have to put our screws in here. And there's tiny little tiny screws, 4 of those. Here's number 1. Number 2. And I have up here 3 and 4. Is this far enough up? Here. This is so huge, the speaker, it's crazy. There it goes. Number 4. See that? And then down here, those have to hook up in here. Have to push a little like that. See this? How this fits now? all nice, like new. And then we have to get the grip on there, the grip. Can I zoom out more like this? Okay, and then I need to find the grip. It's over here. So when you see the logo up front here, and then here read the text the right way, so not upside down, and that's how it goes back on. It needs to be stretched here a little, and then it goes on like this. Only fits in one position. There, you see that? Okay. Now again, on top we can see this here. Here, there is all the screws we have to add, and I don't know how I can show this. Maybe I put the screws here on the side. There. They go in there again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a whole bunch. If you have no screws left, that means you did a good job. And here, and another one on this side. Good, and then we do the other side. Same way. Again, I have plenty of screws here. Sometimes it's not so easy to do this when you want to show, when the camera has to have the right angle here. You know? And you're right in front of it. It's much better. I'm thinking I'm gonna put this video up in two versions. One a fast forward and one a slow version. So look at that. Now the most difficult part is to get those caps back on. Or take them off, that's the other thing. So there is here those hooks. You can see this. The stuff here is going on here and it gets twisted. There is a little notch down here and up there. This is where it belongs at the end. This is how it's supposed to be on. Not this way. This is how it's supposed to be on. And you can see here a little notch. There and there. And those notches are straight up. Like this, they're lined, right? So you need to go a little bit over. Like this, and then twist on, like this. That's already on there. Now look at this. How easy that was. Oh. And when we want to take this off, we have to put pressure on the, like, you basically push down and then pull on it, right? So it has to be left turn. So here I would push and twist it this way. If I want to get this off, right? Like I would do this, like that, and then it comes off. See that? And to put it back on, you do the same way the other way around. Like this. So now it's on here, see that? this on this side too. Okay, so those two notches only fits one way, like this is where it's supposed to be at the end. No, it's not. This way. You can see how it fits here almost. Alright, you go a little left and then you would twist. You have more power if you push it down on a rubber surface and then move it. So, there it is, back on. Okay, back together, all working. If you change the battery, you would try to charge to see if the charge indicator is working. We can do this here too, just to make 100% sure that everything works fine. Charger is not plugged in. Plug this in. Plug this in. And we're going to see if this thing is blinking. We can see it is blinking. See that? So the charge indicator is working correctly, as well as everything else. So this was a successful tear down. It's not really a tear down, it's a tear up. Or what is this? Right? So it's working. Wonderful. That's all we want. So I hope you enjoyed this. So it was just 50 minutes.